lot lighter than he is with the snaffle. There's just, with this bit, there are 4 different places where he's getting pressure from. From the pole, the nose, the chin, and the mouth. So it's a lot easier to keep a horse light. It's just more points to make contact to communicate with him. Now we stop him, it's going to be just like the buckskin mare. You're just going to sit down a little bit, whoop. He drops his head immediately. He'll come right off that bit. You release. You want to back him up, you're going to pick up on them reins a little bit. Squeeze with your legs, release. Pick up on the reins, squeeze with your legs, release. Pick up, squeeze, release. Now the only reason we're releasing is because he's moving backwards and he's coming off of the bit. If he wasn't coming off the bit or moving backwards, either one of the two, then we're not going to release him. Alright, now this guy's starting to side pass, which he wasn't doing that good before, so what I do now is the point he's at, he will side pass from a dead standstill. But there's no point setting him up to fail because he may not do it. He usually will, but he might not. So what you do is just get him moving, get him walking, and you're going to see I'm going to pick up on the rein to keep him from going forward, and I'm going to take my left leg, put it up into his body, push him sideways, and release. As soon as he's not doing it real fast, but he's coming off your leg. Now, the fresher he is, the quicker he does it too. Now we're going to do it to the left, so I'm going to put my right leg on him, and come on, and then release. The big thing is, if we're going to the left, you're going to put your right leg on, take your left leg off. If you're going to the right, you're going to put your left leg on, take your right leg off. You got to give him that room to move his body into. So now we're going to go to the left, right leg's on, left leg's off. And I'm just going to pick him. I don't want to pick up on the bit so much I stop him. I just want to pick up on the bit enough to deter forward motion and let him push to the side. Now he's not perfect, but he's getting started doing it. So one thing I recommend, don't side pass him or push him to the side over and over and over and over again until he gets so darn tired of it he doesn't want to do it. I only do it a couple times every time I ride him. And as long as he does it nice, I just let it go. I walk away from it. He gets better and better every day. So, you know, there's always tomorrow. There's no point trying to make him perfect in one day. Every time I turn him, I'm going to put a leg on him up further, okay? So when I ask him to turn to the right, can you get my leg?
I'm getting it.
This leg here, I'm going to be putting it up by the front cinch. So we're going to pick up on the right rein and push up by that front cinch. Okay? Now when we push him off the leg, and we're pushing the rib cage off our leg, I'm going to bring him this way. And I want you to watch my right leg. It's going to be more toward the middle of his body, and I want to use my heel to push in, right like that. You get that?
I did.
Okay. That's the way we're going to push him off of our leg to move him sideways. The more distinct we can make that difference for the horse, the easier it is for him to understand what we're asking. And then as he gets better and better, then you can refine it and fine tune it, and you don't have to, you know, as big of a movement as far as putting your leg on him, taking it off of him. It's not that big a deal because you'll know what you're asking of him. I guess the bit's probably the biggest thing with him is just the fact that this bit does work a lot better. He's a lot better in this bit than the Snaffle bit. You can ride him in a Snaffle bit or a Tom Thumb with a shade. This bit is right now where he's at, probably the best one for him. But like we talked about, minors are kind of pricey. But well worth it for a horse to make sure you get the right start on him.
And that bit is a 4.5 inch, what's the name, is it level 2, level 5, what?
Now, the mouthpiece is a level 2, and it's a combination training bit, is what they call it, I believe.
A level 2 combination training bit. It's got the nose band.
If you're interested in it, give me a call, and I'll call up the Longhorn, and then they can give me the exact number of the bit. And, because I don't have it, I can ask Jim up there, and then you can get it from your dealer, if there's one down there. And I'll show it to you. We'll take a picture here on the video when we take it out of him. Other than that, I can't think. I really can't think of nothing.
Show her how he unsaddles and everything else looks good.
Once again, this is stop. You're going to say move, pick up. As soon as he ducks, I release. I'll pick up again. Just tell him to squeeze my legs. I want him to back up a touch. There. Dismount. Either side, mount, dismount, doesn't matter. Tip the head. Just step off. Make sure you're staying still. Alrighty, unsaddling. Same as saddling. I'll repeat myself. I don't tie this guy. Usually. I do something a little different with him. Because he doesn't like this end of the arena, and he gets in the habit of doing it, of always stepping backwards away from this end of the arena when we're over here. So what I do with him, if you notice wherever you're saddling, if he picks up that habit or trait or whatever, of wanting to back away from it, what I do with them is I just throw it over the gate, pull him up here. I don't tie him, I hold him. This way I keep him from backing up, but yet I can still school him. He has an urge to want to back up all the time. And this has been the easiest and the best way I can get him to understand, don't back up. Now, I could stand him in the middle of the arena and he'll stand there all afternoon. He just don't like this end. So if it's the case where he doesn't mind where you're saddling or unsaddling him, then do it loose. Set him here. Say whoa. Rope in the arm. And you're just going to wait for him to make a mistake of moving. And if he happens to move, you'll back him up, pull him back forward, set him up where you want him, say whoa, and then go back to your business of doing whatever you were doing until he makes a mistake of moving again. set your horse up to fail. You always want to set him up with a goal that you know he can do, which builds his confidence. That he don't want to come to this side. And I've been working on that with him since he's gotten here, and I don't know what it is about this end of the barn. Something got him bleeding at you. He behaves himself, but he does not like it. I've even tied him up over there for hours, and I don't know, he just does not enjoy it. Taking the bit off. I'm a righty, so I put my hand over top of his head, in between his ears, left hand on the bridge of his nose, pop the headstall forward, wait for him to open his mouth and spit it out. When you're bitting him up, exact opposite, put your hand over, grab a hold of your headstall, get his nose through. Now, if he wants to back up at this point, I'm just going to move with him. Stick my finger in his mouth. Wait for him to open it. As soon as he opens up. Just slide the bit in. And when you take it out, same thing again. Wait for him to spit it out. Now you tell me how close I gotta get to get close up to this bit.
I can get right to you if you want to just
That's fine, okay?
give me a minute here.
And just zoom this area you got.
You want me to zoom in on the bit? Okay,
You zoomed in.
I am.
Alright, this is be the side of the bit, what it looks like. It's got the nose band, mouthpiece, chin strapping back there. Okay? It's got a gag in it that moves. It's only got one ring because you don't need a lot of leverage with this bit. And then as far as the mouthpiece itself, it's only got, can you see that little bit of a rise to it? And I'd have to check, but I believe that is a level 2. As a level 1 is pretty much flat. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in getting a bit like this, just let me know, and I will call Jim at Longhorn, and I'll get the number of the bit, make sure that that's the right one, and I'll let you know, and then you can, I'm sure there's somebody down there that sells it if you want it. And a Tom Thumb, I'm sure you know what Tom Thumbs are. Let me show you one just in case. Let me tie your horse up first. For a decent one.
All right, this is the Tom Thumb.
This is a 5-inch Tom Thumb. You just have to get a 4.5. I don't have one of them. And then you just want to get the short shank. I think them are 2 inches. But it's just like a snaffle bit. Just gives you a little more leverage. A little cheaper to buy than the Myler. So, them are your options. If you got any questions, let me know.